What's up, you rascals? Tyrelle Audain, aka the cricket rockstar, back with another video. It's almost a week since I last taped a video, so without further ado, let's just get on with it. Thursday night was a real thriller as the Antigua and Barbuda Falcons chased down the Saint Kitts and Nevis Patriots' 187-run target at the Sir Vivian Richards Stadium in North Sound Antigua with 3 wickets and 3 deliveries remaining. It was a match that saw massive hitting, terrible bowling, and also absolute chaos. But we need to start with the Patriots, the losing team. Dasun Shaniga, he was absolutely monstrous at the crease. He struck at over 288. That was his strike rate as he smashed 49 from 17 deliveries with 4 massive sixes that got them to 187. That's what you call brute force, and that's the kind of explosive, no-fair T20 batting that the fans would pay their monies to see. Combine that with Kyle Mayers launching 34 of 18 at the top of the order. And the Patriots, they showed why they do have the serious firepower. But we need to ask ourselves, why did the Patriots not defend 187? How? How in the world they failed to defend this target? The Patriots' bowling attack was completely disappointed. It was absolutely second class, or should I say third class, whatever it is. When their bowling attack was supposed to come to the party when it mattered, it failed. They were completely without any answers, and hence the reason why they lost the match. You set up a solid total. You set up 187 on the board on what was a 2-pace wicket, and you let the Falcons get over the finish line. The bowling changes that the Patriots made completely made them lose the plot, as Wahindu Hasaranga, the Sri Lankan leg spinner, beg your pardon, he gave up 15 runs in one single over. And then to the constant bowling changes costed the Patriots the game. You cannot expect to win a T20 match when you fail to apply any pressure or serve up boundaries, or should I say, and serve up boundaries on a platter, especially at the death. As for the Antigua and Barbuda Falcons, Shadab Khan was the real star of the night for the Falcons. Just a few days ago, he was playing in some domestic competition in Pakistan, which from what I've been heard, is a build-up for the World Cup next year. And he only flew into Antigua just yesterday morning. He ended up in the playing 11, striking at a ridiculous strike rate of 250. He smashed 30 of 12 deliveries, especially in the dead overs. And earlier on, he was the pick of the bowlers with a tight spell of 1 wicket for 22 runs from his 4 overs. Plus, Evan Lewis, he anchored the chase with 48 of 38 deliveries. No boundaries, 5 maximums. That's exactly what any team needs to structure a run chase under immense pressure to win a game. Despite the victory for the Falcons, I find their pace attack was a bit disappointed. Jaden Seals, he started off well, but then ended up conceding 47 of 4 overs. And despite bowling well at the top, he couldn't just keep it. He unfortunately couldn't have kept it tight at the end. Then Shamar Springer, he conceded 42 from his full quota. You cannot constantly let opponents build pressure and set off massive totals just like that, because your pace attack, most of the time, sometimes or not all the time, can miss your length. If they don't tighten it up, especially in the dead overs with regards to bowling execution, they are going to struggle in between as the season goes along. The Saint Lucia Kings had gone to the top of the table following a thumping 6-wicket victory over the Jamaica Kingsmen in match number 13 of the Republic Bank Caribbean Premier League. Now, as much as I enjoyed the match, there are some serious conversations that both sides, and I'm talking about both Saint Lucia Kings and the new Jamaica Kingsmen franchise, need to have in their respective dressing rooms moving forward, because there are some things that I didn't like, but we need to start with the visitors. Why? Because, let me tell you all something. There were a couple of positives for the Kingsmen. Kisi Kati, his gritty 45 ball half century, and more importantly, he had to bat right throughout the innings as wickets was falling from the other end, while Usman Khan's flamboyant 28 of 11 and Andre Russell's quick-fire typical 25 of 15 provided those trademark explosions when it was needed. But what was unacceptable was the top and the middle order collapse in the power play, courtesy Matthew Forde, who was on absolute fire, and I will get to him in a little bit. Carty's half-century took 45 deliveries, which is, in my opinion, not good for T20. It was very sluggish. And he was putting immense pressure on the rest of the lineup because you have guys like McKenzie who didn't get any runs. Powell struggled. Even Simayum, as always, has been a disappointment for quite some time. And then too, Hassan Khan was a disappointment, and the list goes on. And what about the bowling attack? Audain Smith, he gave up 20 runs in a single over. And it goes to show that it's the same indiscipline that has led to Audain Smith losing out on game time in the past. This happened to him a couple of years ago when he was with Amazon Warriors, and even afterwards he was with Patriots, and it was virtually the same thing. Whenever you concede 15-21, whenever you concede 15 or 20 plus runs in one over, that kind of indiscipline throws away the game quite easily. And if we talk about the Saint Lucia Kings, they were very successful in their run chase of 170 with 10 deliveries to spare. We cannot go on talking about this game without that magnificent bowling spell from Matthew Forde. His maiden 5-wicket haul in T20s, he took 5 for 23 from his 4 overs, and he literally derailed the Kingsmen top and middle order in the power play, taking 4 wickets for 15 runs. Now, there was talk about him bowling out immediately, but since they only had him and Shiley from the other end, they had to save him for the death. And then when it came to the run chase, Kamil Pooran, what a fantastic innings that was. He's not related to Nicholas Pooran though, but this boy who has been doing well for quite some time for the marching Patriots on local cricket here in Trinidad and Tobago, what a fantastic innings that was. His first season in the CPL, and so far the Kings management have found a star in him. He blasted 81 of 49 deliveries, 5 maximums, while the rest was in boundaries, and he made the run chase look like a complete walk in the park. But let's not pretend that it was a very successful, flawless game for the Kings, because outside of brilliant bowling from Matthew Forde and tidy bowling from Roston Chase, Mahesh Tikshana and Joshua Bishop, Shiley Van Shagwell, he was very disappointing. He was outright poor. He went for over 12 plus runs per over, conceding 49 from his full quota. You cannot rely on just one bowler to bail you out every single game when it's supposed to be a team effort. Had Matthew Forde had another off day, the Saint Lucia Kings would have been staring down a 200 plus total. But as far as the Kings are concerned, they can be happy that they ended the night at the top of the table. They're currently at the top with 6 points, while Guyana Amazon Warriors, Barbados Tridents, Antigua and Barbuda Falcons, and Jamaica Kingsmen all have 4 points separated on the net run rate, while Trinbago Knight Riders and St. Kitts and Nevis Patriots have only 2 points, but there's still plenty of competition to come. It's still very early. The thing with TKR is they have a positive net run rate, but they have a weakness, which I will talk about in the next video. But tomorrow night is the big one, Antigua and Barbuda Falcons versus TKR at the Sylvain Richard Stadium, and that is expected to be a cracker. Till then, my friends, take care, and we'll catch up again.